At the time of writing this script, game has opened for a 4th public testing. I spent enough time on a previous test playing the game and gathering quips, and if you are new to the game, then welcome to A-888, a base survival based shooter where it's guaranteed you will die. Many times, I have covered the game before on my channel with just funny clips on, but this time I would like to go into close detail on what new expansion has to offer for the game, and if the game has changed drastically with it. Let's start off with field related and move on from there. Now, beside having on the Hazard 20 Night Demon and on, the same thing, now Hazard 40 and 60 has their own thing. Past Hazard 20 you will start to notice that some familiar faces look slightly different. That way a game introduces to you a elite variant of already known enemies, which make the game much more harder. Let's go over some of them right now.
Sentry down!
Sabotwalkers is elite variant of Dreadwalkers that has way more health, but damage is greatly reduced. Upon taking damage, releases its Screech, which destroy all nearby placeables. Rating is 10 crying technicians out of 10. Cloudwalker is a elite variant of Thornwalker, has the same function as its original roads, but instead throws out a ball of cloud, forcing anyone who is caught in it flying. That's why most of the runs on high rise could end rather quickly than expected.
He's not okay.
Venom Walker is a elite variant of Toxwalker. With interval spawns toxic clouds on its current location instead of throwing them out. Upon death releases clouds as well, so it's highly recommended to get rid of them before they get in close range with you. Night Vision is your best friend against them. Freshwalker is a elite variant of Frostwalker, uses Essence of Beast charging towards you, that breaks every deployable in their way, recovers from the stunts quicker and has more HP.
Strike! They're trying to get through that door!
Shredwalker is a elite variant of Bladewalker, as the thought of bringing Chainsaw onto a battlefield couldn't be more horrifying. Greatly increased HP and damage, possibly enters a rage mode after receiving some amount of damage, which doubles his speed. Functions sorta like a Scrake from Killing Fortune. Blitzwalker is a elite variant of Gravewalkers, heavily increased speed to the point it could challenge Usain Bolt himself. However, health is reduced, attack go through blocks and completely immune to parries and shows, besides being stunned by flashbangs or specialist cameras. Mercwalker is a second variant of Thornwalker, wields a gun, and overall works just like AK Scarf from the King Winter. Usually causes shit ton of problems for a melee build. That's why it gets an award of Stamina Destroyer 9000. Starting from Hazard 30, you will get a text pop-up and your screen will flash red for a moment, indicating that something is haunting you. That's the way of introducing into the game new types of enemies. Mini-bosses. Scorched King is a Hell Walker which has the same power as a Night Demon. Teleportation on the last targeted Merc location has an ability to stomp which deals damage to nearby Mercs and destroys placeables. Nemesis is a sword-wielding replica which has devastating damage output, has a Scream ability which disorients, breaks deployables and gives her iframes for 2 seconds. Has the same charge ability as Night Demon and Freshwalker. Gambit is the cowboy-looking gunslinger, isn't immune to stagger, however has a mad damage output, so it's not recommended to get close to him. Acts as a merc walker and backs off when player gets too close to him. Has the least amount of HP and periodically has dashes like a Nightwalker. Freya is the last mini-boss that you might meet in the game for now. Wields SMG and unbelievably tanky compared to other mini-bosses, just like Gambit and Mercwalkers backs off when player gets too close. There is one more walker that I haven't mentioned yet, that being a Reap Walker, which only spawns in if there was at least one player running Boundary of Death, or Kizuna in that case. Not much is known about them at the moment, besides being probably the biggest danger to everyone who is running Kizuna build. As Hazard 40 begins, your screen suddenly flashes red. Instead of reality or severance, the text is changed to restabilization, where things start to get a bit spicy. Hazard 40 gives you an actual challenge for you and your team. According to statistics made by Laz, the director of the game, 80% of the player base cannot make it to this phase. It is highly recommended to find a spot that you can hold out with your team. It's not a huge deal, especially that you can stay not far away from the shop to make sure that you can resupply at any time. Infinite amount of enemies starts moving towards your direction, no chance to hide from it, you have to hold out for 4 minutes. On first phase doesn't have as many elite walkers, and on the second phase, which starts after 2 minutes has passed, consists of every anomaly including mini-bosses that start to spawn in. You can still survive it alone if you're running specialists with a track star build or a melee build. However, not all of us run build like that, so sometimes you might mess up and meet your demise.
Zaikin, do you speak? Два. Belkin, do you speak? Vanichkin, do you speak?
No way. Now let's go over most notable merc changes. Added 12 total build points, so instead of having 8, now we have 20. But the price for it, now most of the skills cost at very least 2 skill points beside H-World, and the most expensive goes around 7 skill points. You have much more options on making different builds, and with that we have 2 new skill decks at our disposal. Vanguard is the brand new skill deck that utilizes on a close quarter combat. In your possession an arsenal of melee weapons, and the skill deck itself offers a new take on melee combat, Boundary of Depth gives you a new melee weapon, Kizuna, HAF Blade. Most of the time, builds with Boundary of Depth require you to be on the lower amount of health to deal much more damage. Along with that, we have two brand new melees that are available at the Merc Trader, that being Gauntlets and Genesis. Gauntlets offer a very minimal stamina and has short range but with a decent damage output, compatible with Arm Implant skill. Genesis is a big hammer that has a good damage and on a hit explodes an anomaly and deals 20% damage in a nearby range to enemies, has a slow swing speed and decent amount of stamina. Armorer is the second brand new skill deck that is focused on replacing your starting weaponry with a better weapon. However, as it's been mentioned earlier, it will cost you some skill points. In Age Contractor, you spawn with a full Reaper, which is an upgrade of Walk 750. You suffer from minus 20% sprint speed, and it's not affected by any reload speed skills beside an invul combat shot. Tech has threats. Spawn in with H-8 Divider, which is directly upgrade to Paragon Aegis. Frostfall Veteran, spawn in with the Frostfall Raider, which is an upgrade to Lutax SRS-10. This weapon has a passive which allows you to run while shooting and or reloading. Red Revolutionary, spawn in with SGR-32, that is an upgrade version of GTS Battle Rifle. Unquestionable Authority, probably something that you must have while running a gunslinger build. Replaces twin Enforcers with a twin the Archangel, as well as the weapon itself has a crit chance. Overwatch on the standby, Volca acts as an upgrade to Blackout ELO, which shoots explosive rounds that explode on contact with an anomaly, dealing damage to everything else around it. You suffer from 15% less movement, sprint speed, and resistance from the back permanently. The best run with a gamble build to deal a huge amount of damage, however, you will shatter like a glass upon contact with anomalies, Path Hazard 40. Buckshot Roulette, your primary weapon is replaced with a Franco Leone, which is an upgrade to Model 500. Each pellet that hits the anomaly applies a different status effect. The list of status effects that can be applied will be shown on the screen. Project Shatter Sword. I'm a heavy weapons guy, and this is my weapon. You spawn with a frigost, a minigun prototype, suffer from minus 20% movement speed and minus 60% sprint speed. The only way to affect your reload, you load each bullet into a minigun by the way, is you use reload drills skill and run with invul combat shots. Fire rate ramps up the longer you shoot with it.
미션 실패.
Outside of the skill deck, we have multiple new weapons that are available at the Merc Trader. Enforcer is basically A-888 in contrast to other shotguns that one is loaded by magazine. SBS-12 is a classic assault rifle that allows you to run and gun, shoot and reload while sprinting with it. Twin Woj and P11, Akimbo Mag 10s, which are extremely good for DPS and gunslinger builds. BVP-9S is a free shot burst pistol with a good damage and mag capacity. If you have an interest to check out full changelog, I will leave in the description link to the trailer that has most of the important changes regarding slight adjustment to the skill decks, class changes, and etc. Enjoy the small clip dump, and thanks for watching.
2, 1.
Oh my god,
Oh
bro.
my fucking god.
I just got my invisible combat shot.
Oh my.
What was that?
Well, off to visit your mother.
What? What? Why is it so fast? Wait, why is he invincible?
Let's walk right there, I think. Sad, you got snake, but he came.
Don't do to the shit water.
Wake the fuck up, cause you start to go beast mode. Enter your compartments of your pantaloons.
For what purpose?
Oh, what the voice? There's a chance of—
Oh! What a fly! I'm out of the map. I'm out of the map, GG. Over there.
That's Scorched King, I think.
There was a cat behind me.
Time thingy, thingamajig. Oh my god!
Yeah, bro, it's that simple, bro, it's that simple.
Or just kill yourself twice, is that what you—
I hear Nightwalker.
Bro, this is fucking burst of relief. What the fuck? Natural drug addict, bro.
What the fuck?
Can he do that though?
I'm putting down a fucking hack.
What got the damage?
New York, Millie Rock.